Hello there, and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and today we have managed to finish off our Italeri 172 C47 Skytrain, which is kit number 127. This was being built in commemoration of Operation Market Garden, which started on the 17th of September. And finished on or around about the 25th, I think it was. I was kind of hoping to have these finished in time for the 17th, as we're also building the HORSA glider. That one's currently just having its last coat of matte varnish in the garage, and that's drying off, so that one will be released tomorrow, I reckon. So I'm just going to give you a quick total review of what we've done and where we've got to. So we'll start off with the paints, I think. And in the cockpit, we painted the interior of the cockpit in dark iron XF84. We painted the cockpit walls in cockpit green XF71. Our pilots got linoleum deck brown on their flying suits, which is XF79. Don't ask me why I use this colour, I just use it for leather at the moment. Their skin was done in flat flesh XF15. And their life vests were done in lemon yellow X8. Kind of a weird colour for me to pick, but it's the only yellow I've got at the minute. The fuselage was done in XF58 olive green, which is the recommended transferal from the Italeri colours, which on the instructions the colour printout looked quite different. XF82 ocean grey 2 was used on the undersurfaces. Any black we needed was used doing XF1. Any aluminium surfaces we needed was done using XF16 by Tamiya. And our tyres were done in XF85 rubber black. As per usual, I use a combination of Tamiya cement and Tamiya extra thin. I just left the lid off that, don't want that evaporating. And on my side windows and the side windows on the cockpit, I used Humbron Mascol, which is kind of the first, maybe the second time I've sort of used it, and I'm kind of quite happy with the results. I've got a little bit of extra excess paint which I can maybe take off, but them's the breaks at the end of the day. So if you've been following this, we did actually have a couple of hiccups with this particular kit. We managed to lose a bit of paint on the top here, and we tried to recolour it in green, and I think we might have used olive drab, so we had a bit of a cock up there. We also did a bit of touching up on the undercarriage mechanism, and we managed to get flat aluminium on our fingers, and then we basically just put it on the kit, so it was a bit of a nightmare. Consequently, I decided to have my first go at a bit of weathering, which is something I've kind of been meaning to have a go at for a while, but I'm just kind of scared of messing these sort of things up at the end of the day. So I'll give you a quick run through on what we did with that. But just first off, I'll just pick it up and you can have a bit of a better look at it, I suppose. So as you can see, I mean, I'm really pretty happy with the way the painting turned out on this. This was done with an airbrush, obviously. The undersurfaces came out quite nicely. You can see my little thumbprint just there where I picked it up. We used the Tamiya supplied decals for the D-Day stripes. And I've got to be honest, even though they were really, really big and I was a bit worried about them, they went on quite well. I did actually notice at one point later on that my grey here, I kind of use these stripes as a guide to where to put it. And I kind of noticed that I've gone one extra over on this one, and I kind of should have actually done this in grey as well, this piece here, but that's just a bit of a silly balls up at the end of the day. So that's why this D-Day stripe sort of goes more into the green than that one does. There's a couple of little creases on the decal here, but I'm not too bothered about that, to be quite honest with you. I did have a couple of little bubbles on this, which I just pricked with a pin, and that seemed to just take the bubble out of the transfer or the decal. The decals, they were really nice quality. I mean, even where I've had to put it over the hinge on the door here, this S, I was kind of worried about that, and that just stuck on really, really well. They didn't take very long to come off, and I only actually used water for this, for the transfers. For varnishing, I used my Vallejo, I think I've only got one up here. I used Vallejo Gloss Varnish 2 coats on the first application. Then I put my decals on, and then I toned it down, or tried to tone it down, with some matte varnish by Vallejo HORSA. It still kind of looks a bit shiny to me. Don't know. Still looks shiny. Don't know. Oh yeah, we had a bit of a gloss varnish dribble here as well, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but never mind. Them's the breaks, like I say. When we had a go at our weathering, what I actually have, which is kind of from my early days when I was building Spitfires in sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes, and I called them my dirty dozen, and the whole intention for those, they were sort of practice kits and available for trying things out at a later date. When I came to do my weathering, and I actually kind of tried to follow my copy of Diego Quijano Ammo by MiG Aircraft Encyclopedia of Modelling Techniques, number 4 for weathering. I mean, there's a whole book on, there's a whole load of this on stuff on weathering in there, but I was literally just going on sort of 2 or 3 pages. And the first one was to use sort of packing foam, it was suggested. And obviously I'm sure people are kind of familiar with sponges. I did have a bit of experimentation with some soft brushes as well, but didn't really kind of like that. I kind of found the whole process kind of interesting. I mean, obviously you're supposed to sort of dab off the excess paint first, and it seems to me you get through a hell of a lot of paint just to put a few little specks on, but that's just me being a bit of a tightwad, I suppose. So I did my took my excess off on the instruction sheet, and this packing foam wasn't really suitable. I think it was too the sort of the fibre was too big on it. I didn't really like it, so we went for a bit of a cut-off brush, taking the most of the paint off and then just dabbing it. And I must admit, as soon as I sort of started, well, I practiced on this one first, so you can kind of see some silver marks on there, and I kind of thought, oh, it doesn't look too bad, that. I mean, I think I might, you know, have a go of it. So then I pulled out my Ventura Dirty Dozen Spitfire, which you might have seen the video of the other day, which I made a right pig's ear of building. And I started having a go of that, and I thought, yeah, it looks all right on paint as well. I mean, I might have gone a bit over the top on it, to be quite honest with you, but this is these are just painting mules, so this is basically why I have these, just to practice painting and new techniques. So I don't know, I probably wouldn't recommend anybody goes and builds 12 kits just to fart around with, but it kind of serves my purpose at the end of the day and what I kind of need. So then we went on basically just putting some small bits on. I mean, I'm kind of uncertain exactly as to how and where this weathering is supposed to appear most, but it kind of seemed logical to me that it's going to be where you're going to get the airflow mostly. So I did quite a bit on the nose here and a bit on this leading edge above the cockpit wing. Again, I tried a bit on the engine nacelles and on the propellers themselves. I left the de-icing boots alone because, from my understanding, that's sort of like a rubber thing that kind of flexes maybe when... I don't really understand it. I didn't really read into too much of it. But it didn't seem logical to me for something that was kind of rubbery to have weathering on it like it does on the picture here. So that was just how I kind of looked at it. So, I mean, give us a drop as a postcard on what you think about that. I went quite heavy on the wing here because obviously this is where the fuel intakes are, so it seemed logical to me that people will be walking up and down the wing. So I put quite a bit on here because I wanted to cover this bit of mess up. Again, I did quite a bit on the leading edge of the tailplane here because, again, that seemed logical. I put a bit around the door into the cockpit, and I did quite a bit sort of on here where there's the the door into the passenger or compartment hold is, I didn't really like that bit there, but it seemed logical to me that where the step is, there's going to be quite a bit, and where the hinges are. And again, I put quite a bit around the sort of these edges of the rear tailplane. Put a little bit too much, in my opinion, up here, but this is just, you know, I'm just playing, I suppose, playing with a plane. I did notice that when I took the maskell off finally on this window, I must have used glue as opposed to the other stuff, and I got a hell of a lot of clouding on that little window, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. And yeah, there we go. So I'm quite happy with this. I think it turned out quite well. So that's kind of broken our weathering duck, I suppose you could say. So I suppose I'm going to have to do a few more things now, and going to have to apply it to a few more kits when I built them. So I'm sure Brian and Jeremy, you'll be quite happy about that, because I think you've been trying to get me onto weathering for a while. So, oh yeah, we had there's another one. We had another new viewer last night, apparently, because I do, YouTube do actually provide a option to look at where your viewers are actually coming from, what countries they are. And we noticed that somebody from Luxembourg has started watching our channel and watched 11 videos over the past, I don't know, yesterday or the day before or something. So we're going to put Luxembourg's flag now on our little wall of flags where all our viewers come from. So hi Luxembourg, whoever you are, drop us a line and say hi. Appreciate you viewing. We're going to be starting on what I'm calling Big Plan soon, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. Going to try and give you guys the steering wheel, if you like, as to what kits I'm going to build by putting a few on the desk and just letting you pick them via voting in the comments section. It's going to be sort of thematic. I mean, those that have been watching my haul videos will probably have noticed that there's a lot of weird planes on there, and a lot of small European nation Air Force ones from World War II. So we're going to, you know, sort of, I don't know, put some Spanish Civil War ones on the desk, and there you go, guys. There's 4 or 6. You tell me which one's going to build. So that's what I'm going to be starting next week, I think. And then that's going to be sort of a continuous thing as to how I pick kits to build for the next 8 years, because that's kind of roughly how many kits I reckon, it's how long it's going to take me to build the mountain of bloody kits that I've got in my stash. So that's kind of interesting. I kind of hope people might join in with that, because it's kind of just a different way to pick kits. And, you know, I mean, I don't really like making decisions and forcing you guys to watch, but occasionally I will probably just build something of my own. So yeah, that'll be starting in about a week or so. And there we go. Hello Luxembourg, hello Greece, hello India, hello South Korea, hello, I think that's Malaysia, and all the rest of these flags. Thanks for watching, and be seeing you.